Hey everybody, this is TotalGamerJunkie. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. So in today's video, I want to be talking about Sarah. Wait, want to be? Is that right? Oh, no. Okay, I've already stopped this video up. I want to talk about Karen. I was about to say Sarah, my mistake. I want to talk about Karen from Life is Strange 2 and whether or not it's good to forgive her in episode 4. Because as you know, if any of you saw my playthrough, I didn't forgive her, I didn't trust her. It's because, her reason for leaving was, I could not believe that. It was such a selfish reason. Because as you know, we meet up with Karen, sorry, I was about to say Sarah again. We meet up with Karen after Sean gets kicked out of that communist hellhole, and she's like, you gotta come with me, and she takes Sean to this motel because Jacob has been in contact with her and is telling her that she needs to get Daniel to safety and get him out of this cult, which is something like from the movie The Children of the Corn, which I very much enjoyed, that cult movie. But anyway, getting off topic. So a lot of theories were going around about Karen and who she was and why she left. And one of the theories I mentioned in a theory video of my own was that people were speculating that she actually had powers. And that actually made sense, seeing what type of person she was, and you can see she's got kind of stones around her room. Like, if you look into it, it kind of it did make sense, and it was it was, to me, it was building up to this, because if you remember in Life is Strange Before the Storm, Rachel Amber's mother, sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up, Rachel Amber's mother also had powers. Her powers were something to do with crows and the dreams that Chloe was having. Now this content was cut, of course, but it wasn't actually deleted, because even though it's never shown in the game, I guess you could say it's still kind of canon, because if you look at Avengers Endgame, for example, that cutscene with the Hulk where he saves those people from the fire, after that scene is a scene where he's at the diner with Black Widow, Captain America, and Ant-Man. Even though we don't see that scene, it still happened. It's still canon. But I gotta say, I was very disappointed in her reasoning for why she decided to leave her family behind, and I'll let you all have a listen to it, because I'm pretty sure all of you know who are on my channel. You've played Life is Strange. You should all know the reason why she left Sean, Daniel, and Esteban behind, but if not, I'll play it for you so you can know.
Alright. Why did you bail on us?
I wasn't meant to be a wife or a mother. I thought I was supposed to. I tried to pretend for many years, but I wasn't happy, and the urge to leave just became unbearable. I had no other choice.
Are you serious? You chose this life. You fell in love. You made your own choices, right?
Making your own choices doesn't mean you can never fool yourself, Sean. After I had Daniel, you were about 8, and Esteban's garage was getting busy. There was so much going on around me, yet somehow I just felt that my own life was just slipping away. Felt like an empty shell. Sean, it was the hardest decision I ever made. I knew I might never see you all again, but I took that responsibility.
Now, after hearing this, I was just not a happy camper, if you know what I mean, people. Because I thought she left because maybe she had powers, or she had to do something with those powers for the greater good, but nah. Her reasons were very selfish, and that's just bullshit, you know what I mean? Well, and I guess some of you might point out that Rachel Amber's mother, Sarah, her name was Sarah, I believe, yeah. You could say that her mother was the same as well, choosing to abandon Rachel, but that's not really... It kind of did happen that way, but at the same time, it was completely different. You see, the thing with Sarah was she was addicted to drugs, and that prevented her from being a mother and taking care of Rachel when she was an infant baby. Because if you remember one of the scenes, she ended up, I don't know if it was an overdose or if she passed out or something, but Rachel was in the crib crying, and her father James tried to he didn't know what was going on, and so it was he tried to he tried to help her, but she was still a drug addict, and I guess you could say it was his love for her that blinded him of how much of an addiction she had. And so he ended up paying Sarah money so that she would stay away from Rachel and his wife. Well, not his wife, just Rachel, you know what I mean. And so, I don't know when she got clean, but it says she spent a year sober. So I guess that would be 2009, I guess you could say, because Life is Strange 1 is 2013, so, and Before the Storm is 2010, so yeah, Sarah started getting clean in 2009. Now, you see, the thing here is, Karen didn't want the responsibility. She wanted to live her own life, and she went off. She didn't even stay in contact with Sean, Daniel, and Esteban. She just went off to do her own thing. She only got in contact with her parents when she heard on the news what happened. She wrote her parents a letter asking them to take care of Sean and Daniel. And then, like, later on in episode 4, we find out that the only reason she knew about Sean was because of, because of Jacob. Jacob, he wrote her a letter and told her what was happening, and that's why she's down here. But Sarah, on the other hand, after she got sober, she wanted to see Rachel, but James wouldn't let her, and he even paid Damon Merrick to try and kill her, or I guess get her addicted to drugs, whatever one. And that's like, because for me, honestly, that's why I prefer telling Rachel the truth than lying, because fuck James. But yeah, that's, so even though it's kind of similar, Karen and Sarah's, how their children were influenced by their lives and what they did when they left their families, like, it is similar, but at the same time, it's so different. And that's why, in my opinion, I believe that Sarah's intention for coming back is more pure-based than Sarah's. I mean, Sarah's intention for coming back is more pure than Karen's. Sorry. And later on in the game, like, it just baffles me, really. Like, she's like, Sean, I need you to trust me. Sean, we can only get Daniel back if we work together. But how is Daniel supposed to even trust her? You know what I mean? It's like, the only reason that Sean left the cultist place was because Sean was going to die. He's like, his whole motivation from the beginning was, like, from episode 2, and episode 3, he wanted to find his mother. But in the end of episode 4, he didn't save Sean just to be with him and his mother. He saved Sean because he wanted to be with Sean in the end. He didn't want his brother to die. Because in that moment, he didn't care about Karen. And that's why I believe in episode 5, Karen's going to become so scared of Sean that she's just going to fuck off again. And so, that's actually one of the things I did like about this episode. It didn't, because this scene right here, I gotta say, is one of my favorites. And I love how it didn't force us to forgive Karen. And so, that's really why this is my favorite scene in Life is Strange episode 4. I just love how you can, I guess, in a sense, like, be like, I understand why you did it, but it doesn't mean I forgive you. You can hear her out, you can cut the conversation short. And even Karen, she even says that to Sean when you're there. She's like, we should clear the air, just get this all out of the way.
Sean, whatever you want to say to me, this is the time. Let's just get it all out in the open. See what happens.
Why do you want to talk about all this shit now? I don't care. You were gone for 8 years. Then you get one weird letter, and you jump into action to save Daniel? Is that all it took?
If I didn't step up to help him now, I couldn't live with myself.
And so, like, this part right here, it's like, okay, so you can live with yourself just fine, abandoning your family. But you want to take Daniel away from people, even though they're manipulating him, they still care about him in their own freakish way. You want to take him from a place that, like, you know, has kept him fed and likes him for who he is. You know what I mean? Like, we know the woman's like a manipulative bitch, and how the guy's like, oh, Jacob's a faggot and that, and how it's just insulting. I mean, it's the 21st century. It's like, there's no need for that. Because that's one of the things I hate, closed-minded people. We should be open and accepting of everything. Like, there are some things you do have to be closed-minded about that should never be open-minded, but homosexuality isn't one of them. I mean, come on, people. So yeah, after hearing this from Karen, she's like, you have to trust me. You gotta trust me this one time. And at this point, I'm just like,
time to shut the fuck up, okay?
And you see here, even though I said, no, I don't trust you, but well, I had Sean say it, but in the end, we have to work together, but that doesn't mean I trust you, and I still don't trust her. I'm not trusting her until I see what's going to happen in episode 5, then I'll be able to trust her in episode 4, you know what I mean? So anyways, that's really all I had to talk about this theory video. I still don't, what my conclusion for this theory video is, I do not trust Karen, and I don't think we should, like, let our guard down around her in episode 5, because I don't know, I can see her fucking off again, you know what I mean? Just bolting, just doing a runner. Well anyways, that's all I have to say for this theory video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TotalGamerJunkie, signing off.